All right, welcome back. Formal powers of the president. All right, so there are three types of constitutional or formal powers of the president. He has exclusive powers, those that are shared with the Senate, as well as those that are shared with Congress. In this video, we'll talk about each one of them. All right, so first are his exclusive powers. These are powers that belong only to the president. They are not shared. So there are 5 of these that are mentioned in the Constitution explicitly. They are his role as commander-in-chief, his ability to grant pardons, to call Congress into session, to receive ambassadors, and to deliver the State of the Union address. Several of these we'll be talking about in more detail in further videos. Commander-in-chief includes with it the ability to commission officers into the armed forces, but like I said, most of these we'll talk about more as we go. But these are really the only things the Constitution explicitly says the president solely by himself has the power to do. That's it. There are powers that he shares with the Senate, and this is primarily the appointment power. When it comes to appointment power, the president nominates somebody. So in this case, the pictures you see there are for a Supreme Court justice position. It's not the only type of position that's appointed, though, and nominated, however. Cabinet secretaries, ambassadors are also subject to Senate confirmation, as well as heads of executive agencies. So the president nominates somebody, the Senate then holds hearings and confirm them. The phrase in the Constitution is that the president nominates and the president nominates with the advice and consent of the Senate is the exact phrase, but what that really means is that they decide to confirm or reject. And it takes a simple majority in the Senate to do so. So by getting more than half of the votes, then that person will be confirmed and they will take the position the president nominated them for. Additionally, shared with the Senate is the ability to make treaties. The president is the one who actually agrees to the treaty with the foreign leaders or the leaders of foreign countries, and then the Senate actually ratifies that particular treaty. Senates require a 2/3 vote to be ratified. All right, shared with Congress, this is where it comes down to the most common thing, really, that we're going to discuss, is about the president's role in the lawmaking process. He can approve legislation, sign that bill, and it becomes a law. He can also veto it. So the president has veto power. What a veto is a message to Congress stating reasons for not signing the bill. So the president doesn't like the bill, he will veto it. He will send the bill back to Congress with his reason for why he thinks the bill should not become a law. At that point, Congress is allowed to try to override the veto. If they get a 2/3 vote of both houses, they successfully override the veto and it will become law. However, only 4% of vetoes have successfully been overridden historically. So the vast majority of the time, when the president vetoes a bill, it is dead forever. Again, Congress has the chance, but that 2/3 majority, that is a significant number. That is tough to get. So about 1 out of every 25 vetoes have actually been overridden successfully. Another thing the president can do with the bill that he doesn't like is he can pocket veto it. In this case, the president actually doesn't take any action. So he doesn't send it back, he doesn't do anything, he just doesn't sign the bill. However, as you notice from the definition, this can only occur when the session of Congress ends within 10 days of his receipt of the bill. So the president gets the bill, receives it, and if Congress adjourns within 10 days from him receiving that bill, and the president doesn't sign it, that bill does not become law. It is pocket vetoed. So the reason you have that calendar there is because this can only take place at the end of a year. So when the session of Congress ends, it's actually every other year in December. But in a question on a test, if you had a question that was December, that's telling you, hey, this is talking about possibly a pocket veto. So the end of the year. We also have the Lineitem veto, which presidents do not have this power. The only president to ever have this power is Bill Clinton, as pictured there. He was given that power in 1995, and then it got taken away very swiftly in 1998. What it is when a president approves some parts of a bill, but not others. So he picks the parts that he likes, gets rid of the parts he doesn't, and it becomes a law. In Clinton versus New York, this was ruled unconstitutional. The reason is this violates separation of powers, because essentially the president is now editing, revising, marking up a bill, but we know that that is Congress's job to make legislation. So this is allowing him to do Congress's job. So this was taken away, ruled unconstitutional. Important to note is, why would Congress give this power to the president in the first place? And the reason is because they hoped the president would use a line item veto to reduce wasteful federal spending. All right, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Hit that like button if this video helped you at all. This has been a La Money production.